And this is continuing coverage of breaking news. The Supreme Court has overturned the landmark abortion ruling Roe v. Wade. With us now, Elizabeth Wydra, president of the Constitutional Accountability Center, and live with us this morning. On the decision, your thoughts and a big picture analysis.
I mean, I think the big picture is that, look, we have competing visions of liberty. On the one hand, there is an irreducible minimum of liberty that includes being able to make decisions about one's own body and one's own destiny for oneself. On the other hand, there is a vision in the majority opinion from Justice Alito that lets the states decide whether or not people are going to be able to make these decisions for themselves. And it's not just about abortion, although the ruling today with respect to abortion is earth-shaking and will have an instant effect for families and people across the country, but also what it means for other rights that are traditionally included in this liberty to make decisions about procreation, about intimacy, about marriage for oneself. The right that was enshrined in the 14th Amendment to decide whether, with whom, and when to form a family, something that was specifically in the 14th Amendment because that liberty and that autonomy was denied under the institution of slavery. So our Constitution thought the drafters of our Constitution after the Civil War thought about what it meant to be free, and being able to make fundamental decisions like that were included in that conversation. So we're not just talking about abortion here, but we're talking about potentially interracial marriage, marriage equality for LGBTQ individuals, contraception. So I think that the reverberations of this decision and the analysis that's used by Justice Alito in the conservative majority opinion will have ramifications in the context of abortion, but beyond. And that's why, this moment is such a serious moment in choosing which way we're going in terms of a constitutional vision, because it impacts the lives of women every day making these families. Families will be impacted by these decisions. We know the maternal death rate goes up when abortion isn't legal. And those are just some of the many consequences of this ruling that we can think of today.
Elizabeth, we got the 6-3 ruling on the New York State concealed carry law. We got the 6-3 ruling today. And what you're saying to me is you believe other matters that had been very close on the Supreme Court in the past. You mentioned LGBTQ rights and LGBTQ marriage and other issues that divide along race. You think some of those rulings are now in jeopardy if the right case comes along?
Absolutely. The court itself makes clear that they are very sensitive to this issue. The dissent raises the likelihood that this ruling could impact these other issues of marriage equality, interracial equality, contraception availability. And the majority says, no, this is only about abortion. But it's clear from that back and forth that they know this is an issue. And when you look at the reasoning, that the vision of liberty that is presented by Justice Alito, it would seem to exclude some of these other rights that often fall under the rubric of privacy, like intimacy, contraception use, again, deciding who you marry, that these rights could also be at risk, in addition to the earth-shattering impact on the ability of people to access abortion and make decisions for themselves whether or not to carry a pregnancy to term.
Fundamental and extraordinary changes in America over the past 48 hours. Elizabeth Wydra, thanks very much.